Kajisu, would you and Gail light the incense, please? And as you do, the rest of us will stand and recite the incense offering. In gratitude, we offer this incense throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting careful efforts, wholehearted awareness, the fruit of understanding, slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home. On page 7 is the 3 refuges, and we will recite that as soon as the incense is lit. Together we say,
I go for refuge to Buddha,
my
deeply awakened mind, the living source of understanding and compassion, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to Dharma, the path of mindful living, leading to healing, joy, and enlightenment, the way of peace, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to the Sangha, the loving and supportive community of practice, realizing harmony, awareness, and liberation, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I am aware that the three jewels are within my heart. I vow to realize them. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and compassion and to practice joy and equanimity. I vow to live simply and sanely, content with few possessions, and to keep my body healthy. I vow to let go of all worry and anxiety in order to be light and free. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly, so that understanding and compassion will flower, and I can help living beings be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts.
On the next page is the Heart Sutra, and as is our tradition, we recite the title at the beginning and the end.
Maha Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion from the deep practice of Prajna Paramita perceived the emptiness of all five skandhas and delivered all beings from their suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. Form is emptiness, emptiness form. The same is true of feeling, thought, impulse, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They are not born nor annihilated. They are not defiled nor immaculate. They do not increase nor decrease. So in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no thought, no impulse, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or objects of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cease from suffering, no path to lead out of suffering, no knowledge, no attainment, no realization, for there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva holds on to nothing but Prajna Paramita. Therefore, the mind is clear of any delusive hindrance. Without hindrance, there is no fear. Away from all perverted views, one reaches final nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future, through faith in Prajna Paramita, attain to the highest perfect enlightenment. Know then the Prajna Paramita is the great Dharani, the radiant peerless mantra, the utmost supreme mantra, which is capable of allaying all pain. This is true beyond all doubt. Proclaim now the highest wisdom, the Prajna Paramita. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhisvaha. Dhammaha Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra.
The Heart Sutra is being given to Shariputra by the Bodhisattva of compassion. Avalokiteshvara, the Indian, Kuan Yin, Quan Chi Yin, Chinese. When Buddhism left India and entered China, some reason, I don't know why, I studied all kinds of writings and listened to teachers on it, but he became she. And I think at this point, it doesn't matter what the purpose was. I think the teaching there is to explain to us, to help us understand that compassion is not a gender-specific thing. That compassion belongs to all people, and it can be expressed by all people. Now, as part of my custom, I said I would talk a little bit about a wee bit of the Heart Sutra before the Dharma talk, and I kind of did, but what I wanted to talk about was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In stanza 6, there's the last line in there, for there is nothing to attain. If there is nothing to attain, what am I doing here every day? You'll notice on the shrine here, there's a black bowl, and there's another one here. Those bowls contain water, just pure water, and they are symbolic of the purity of original mind. Our former Sunday school teacher, Sue Sun, used to take a bowl of water, like a little teeny fish bowl, and fill it with water, and then put Christmas sparkles in it, those things you put on Christmas cards, and stir it up. And tell the children we're going to practice meditation. And then she would talk and talk and talk, and actually spoke. All those sparkly things settled to the bottom. And she said, that's what meditation helps us do, to let all that stuff fall out. And that's what that line, for there is nothing to attain. It's a very simplistic example, but it works for me well. In Buddhism, it's the practice of the Buddha Dharma. It's not about me attaining anything. It's about letting things go, dropping things. One of the hardest things I have to drop is my opinion, which is always right. That's the problem. My belief, my opinion. And if I could let that go, I would be a happier person. The people that live with me would probably be happier. But next time we recite the Heart Sutra, or if you recite it at home and you come to that line, think about that as You're not attaining anything, you're just letting things go. Just letting things go. A man once asked a sculptor, how do you take a piece of marble and make it look like this man you're using as a model? And the sculptor thought for a minute. He says, well, all I do is just chip away all the marble that doesn't look like him. So he's letting things fall away. And that's what we're doing here. And we're doing that with the aid of probably the greatest tool that the Buddha gave us. Remember last week, Kent brought in a tangerine. He set it on the memorial to our family and friends. He set it there as a gift, a memorial for Thich Nhat Hanh. Last week we had a remembrance for Thich Nhat Hanh. And the reason he did that, and I explained that, and many of you weren't here, was that Thich Nhat Hanh would use a tangerine as a form of meditation. And it was amazing. I explained this last week, and I got photographs and emails and texts. A lot of you did that. And it's just a wonderful way of meditation, to gently, to slowly, to mindfully rip the peel off. And that's why tangerine is so much easier than an orange, because sometimes you have to wrestle with an orange. But to do that mindfully and not to do anything else. Your phone's turned off and you're alone, or everyone with you is doing the same thing, but just to mindfully peel it, put it in a neat pile. You had a perfect ring, didn't you? One. Anyway, and then break it into segments. And then eat a segment. Put it in your mouth, bite it, feel that explosion. My mouth is watering now as I am aware of that acid, that sweet acid in a tangerine, a clementine. And chew it, and chew it, and chew it. Thich Nhat Hanh said 30 or 20 times or 30 times. If I chewed it that many times, there'd be nothing left. But chew it mindfully and swallow it mindfully, and then do the next. And then do the next. And I'm going to speak today about the importance of that tool of meditation, the tool that the Buddha gave us. And I know from personal experience and from talking to multiple people that meditation, establishing an ongoing, faithful meditation practice, can be very, very difficult. And so there are ways to perhaps help you. I'm not going to say they're going to, but perhaps this may be a way. If instead of you following your breath, you peel that clementine mindfully, aware of it, break it into segments, take off those little stringy things, do it all slowly and mindfully, and then eat it mindfully. And if it takes you 20 minutes, that's wonderful. But let that be a form of meditation. Let that help you come to understand the meaning. That's not right. The way to utilize that tool of meditation. I'm going to show you something that we have middle schools, we have high schools, colleges come in here all the time to understand Buddhism. When we have middle school and high school students come in, I show them this. I would ask you to do what I do with them. I would like you all to close your eyes, to sit in a comfortable position, and I'm going to sound the bell, the bowl bell here. And once I sound it, there's going to be a reverberation. I want you to listen to that reverberation, and when you no longer hear it, just raise your hand. Thank you. Jeremy, you astound me. There are always those people who I hear nothing and they're still like this. You know, you were the last, you two actually, were the last two to raise your hand. I listened to too much rock music as a kid, I guess. I don't know. But what you just did right there, you were putting your attention into this bowl bell, that you were putting your attention into that. That is a form of meditation where you are putting your awareness on a single thing. Now, the traditional form of meditation is, and I shouldn't even use that word because there are many forms of meditation. The form most practiced by in the West, people, Buddhists in the West, in this temple, is mindful breathing. You take a position on a chair, on the floor, put your hands in a comfortable position. And there's nothing orthodox about where your hands are, where your feet are. Just be comfortable so that if I came up and pushed on your shoulder, you wouldn't fall over. And the whole reason it was on the floor in the first place is because in the Buddha's time, no one sat on a chair except a king. Everyone was on the floor. So that's where you sat. When you take that position, you lower your eyes or you close your eyes, whichever way you are most comfortable, and you allow your body to breathe. You don't control the breath. You don't do anything with the breath other than pay attention to it. Feel it coming in and feel it going out. Feel it coming in and feel it coming out. Now, someone who would walk in on this room where they've been meditating or into your space when you're meditating alone might say you're doing nothing. That's true, but you're also doing something. You're remaining focused on that breath. And when you realize that you have drifted into a thought, drifted into emotion, you just carefully come back. You don't come down on yourself. You don't, oh, I screwed up, or you just come back to your breath. And you do that over and over. And that can be difficult. I don't know why, but I have this difficulty. There are times when meditation is, I'll snap to it, but other times I have got to force myself. And why is it that we find it so difficult to do nothing? I don't know. There are theories about our brains being overstimulated by the lights of television and our wireless devices and everything, but we like to plan, we like to think. That's what the brain, how the brain evolved. And now we're trying to take over the reins. You know, who's the master, you or your brain? And that sounds kind of harsh, so I didn't mean that. But anyway, that can be very difficult to just sit and follow your breath. Sometimes, I remember once I was on a retreat and I watched a woodpecker on a branch just sitting there doing whatever he was doing. I just watched him to the exclusion of everything else. And that was a fine meditation. But if I realized if I did it again, I'd probably get caught up in the beauty of the woodpecker, what kind of bugs they're eating or something. But that's why I did the sounding of the bell. That's why I talked about the tangerine. Because if one of us has a hard time establishing a meditation practice, that may be a helpful way to enter into it. And meditation, I said it's one of the most important tools, if not the most important tool the Buddha gave us, helps us come to an understanding that there is, let me rephrase that. When I'm in meditation, I see a thought coming. I see a thought coming, and I see it coming, and I let it go. I don't try to suppress it. I don't want to get involved. Sometimes I do, then I let it go once I realize. But after doing that for a while, we realize our thoughts are an endless conveyor belt. Just endless, endless, endless. And our emotions are. And if we can come to understand that, we may be able to calm our mind a little bit when we're off the cushion. Remember the water with the sparkles in it. This is your brain usually, your mind usually. Everything settles out. This is your mind after meditation. I've used the story of being at Long Lake. Kids are playing in the water. You go and you look, you don't see anything. They stay out of the water for a while. Pretty soon you can see fish and plants and a stone here and there. The water has had time to calm. And that's what we're doing in meditation, trying to calm. And once we have learned to calm our brain, our mind, we can then use meditation for something else. Why do I have to be always right? Well, after practicing meditation, mindfulness, and learning how to remain focused on my breath, once I've been able to do that, I can now sit and examine my need for being always right. And the reason that training was helpful is because I'm not going to get lost in side issues, just to stay focused on me always being right. Where does that come from? Remember the story of the Tibetan monk who came home and found the demons in his house. He couldn't get rid of them by swearing at them, by threatening them, by reading scripture. He got them to leave by offering them tea. He got to know them. And so if I get to know, and I haven't yet, but if I get to know that need I have of always being right, maybe I'll understand it better. And through that, I can let it fall away. Nothing to gain, just let things fall away. I used to tell people new to meditation to start out 3 minutes a day. Always do it at the same time and always in the same place. Now, our lives sometimes get in the way of the same time, but keep it as close to that as you can. I cannot meditate in the evening. I will fall asleep in a heartbeat. My best meditation is now, maybe after I'm awake for about an hour. Then my brain is still alive and functioning properly. At the end of the day, I'm just ready to knock it out, But it's very, very, very easy to find a reason not to meditate. And I know because I've got a list of them 2 pages long. We should start trying to find a reason to meditate. In the Majjhima Nikaya, book 118 is called The Full Awareness of Breathing. The Buddha talks about ways you can practice that breathing meditation. And these are the Buddha's words himself to his students, his disciples. He says, as you are sitting there, practice this. Breathing in a long breath, I know I am breathing in a long breath. Breathing out a long breath, I know I am breathing out a long breath. Now, he's not saying do all of these, but do one of the pairs, Breathing in a short breath, I know I am breathing in a short breath. Breathing out a short breath, I know I am breathing out a short breath. Breathing in, I am aware of my whole body. Breathing out, I am aware of my whole body. Breathing in, I calm my whole body. Breathing out, I calm my whole body. Breathing in, I feel joyful. Breathing out, I feel joyful. Breathing in, I feel happy. Breathing out, I feel happy. Breathing in, I am aware of my feelings. Breathing out, I am aware of my feelings. Breathing in, I am aware of my mind. Breathing out, I am aware of my mind. Breathing in, I make my mind happy. Breathing out, I make my mind happy. Breathing in, I concentrate my mind. Breathing out, I concentrate my mind. Breathing in, I liberate my mind. Breathing out, I liberate my mind. Breathing in, I observe the impermanent nature of all dharmas. Breathing out, I observe the impermanent natures of all dharmas. Breathing in, I observe the disappearance of desire. Breathing out, I observe the disappearance of desire. Breathing in, I observe the no birth, no death nature of all phenomena. Breathing out, I observe the no death, no birth nature of all phenomena. Breathing in, I observe letting go. Breathing out, I observe letting go. Now, as I said, you don't have to do all these. A pair would be fine, or you can create your own. Thich Nhat Hanh has taught us it is very simple to create our own gathas. But that whole point is to concentrate our thought on one thing so that we can think of only one thing. When I first started my practice, I was very unattracted to chanting. And my teacher was a wise man, and he said, whenever something is in your way, again, like that monk with the demons, get to know it. So I started attending the chanting sessions we had here. Excuse me. And although they were chanted in a language I didn't understand, and I came to learn that almost all meditative chants are in a language no one understands, because the purpose is not to understand them. The purpose is to set up a rhythm. We are chanting, and whatever we're chanting, I can't even think of a chant right now, but whatever we're chanting, it becomes very sing-song, very rhythmic, and everyone doing it together. And that's the real secret of it. When everyone is doing it simultaneous, there becomes a rhythm, a music, a almost something you can feel inside. And once that happened to me, I realized my awareness, I want to keep wanting to use the word depth, going deeper into meditation. I don't know if I like that word, but it's there. But I found myself meditating with less and less distractions. How's that? Hopefully, once this pandemic is over, we can do that again. Just like hopefully we have our potlucks again and everything else. But now again, there's many types of meditation. There's one more I want to show you. I have to apologize. I have hurt the bottom of both my feet walking outside in ice cold barefoot, being a very smart man. So I have a burn. I know I'm going off camera, Kent, so forgive me. Oh, maybe I should take this so they can hear me anyway. And by the way, if any of you don't want to be on Zoom or Facebook, don't walk in front of the camera. So, would you hold this just a minute? Thank you. Either one of those ways works. I usually do it this It's an old Zen where you make a fist and hold it. And then, and in this temple, when we've done it, it's counterclockwise. And when you get a lot of people, when they're almost about maybe 5 feet apart only, you get a rhythm, and it seems to be the slowest person sets the speed. But, and forgive my feet, like I said, they're sore. Start off with your left foot, your right foot, your left foot. And what you're doing is simply walking. See, put your heel down and your toe down. Bring the back one up, do it again. And walking meditation is a very helpful way, especially, and it's really useful when you're on a meditation retreat and you're sitting in meditation all day long, maybe 2-3 hours, and get up and do some walking, get some blood flowing. But it's helpful to do it on a known path so that you don't know what's around the corner. You're not going to fall off a cliff or something. In here, like I said, we've had enough people doing it where we've had a circle than an inner circle. And it's usually started by the Maktaki or the Chukki. We make people begin. And then they stop. And that's just to give you a beginning and an ending. And that walking meditation is very, very helpful. And you can do it in the woods, in a park. People might think you're a little odd because you're walking so carefully, but you're seeing more and more of it. Okay, I think I am finished with this. Any questions or comments? Okay, I want to give you 2 ideas here. If you have any ideas, anything you would like to hear as a Dharma talk or any special presentation you would like given, write it on a piece of paper and put it in the Dana box where the donations go. Like if there's a special kind of Dharma talk you would like to hear, put them in there. And that way, this is the temple of the Sangha. And the Sangha, what you want, what you need is what needs to be addressed. So think about it. If there's something you want between now and the end of time, anything you want to put in there. And the other thing is, and this is rather a personal thing, and I apologize, but it's what I'm wearing right now. At the first of the year, I stopped wearing vestments. And I did that because I think we're all students here. I'm a student as much as you are. I learn as much as anyone else does. We have that Thursday morning discussion group. I learn in that tremendously from people. I learn here afterwards. People will talk to me. People send me emails and texts. So I didn't like wearing those robes because it made me feel cut off, different from, secluded. Does that make sense? If you think I should, let me know. If you think it doesn't matter, let me know. Just let me know what you think. And that's why I'm not using the podium either. And that's why I have to keep looking down here at my notes, because I don't like that in front of me. See, there's that ego again. I. But I really don't like to have something between my fellow students. We're all in this together and we're all learning together. Okay? I think that's the cappuccino machine next door. I really do. You know, once in a while you'll hear a tap, 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 and that's the espresso. It took me a while to figure that out, but that's what's going on. And their coffee making thing is right in that area, right there. So somebody's having a nice cup of coffee this morning. All right. Would you attend to the lights and prepare yourself for meditation, please? Oh. Hoshi, our president, has kindly put together a list of things to remind us to say at the announcements. And it's been in that drawer, and I've looked at it in that drawer 3 times this morning. I've moved it to get things. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. We have a Dharma discussion group on Thursday, as I mentioned. It meets at 9:30 for meditation, then 9:35. The discussion begins at 10. We're doing a journal by Thich Nhat Hanh, and when we finish that, we're going to be doing a book by Karen Armstrong called 12 Steps to a Compassionate Life. Okay. The Buddhist recovery meetings are here Monday via Zoom, Wednesday at the Al-Anon Club, and Friday again via Zoom or at the temple. I don't know. Yeah, check it out. Because of COVID, I don't know what's going on half the time. But we have it on the website and everything. And we have a board meeting the second Tuesday of every month, and everybody's welcome to come and sit in. Gail, are you here for a, well, you've got one. Okay.
My given name is Gail. My Dharma name is Katya Sapa, and I'm a board member and a member of the fundraising committee. And I'm here in that capacity. We're now on week 4 of our annual campaign fund drive. And we operate, as many of you already know, on a donation-only basis. And in keeping with our practice of generosity or dana, and you'll notice that our dana bowls are at both ends of the temple. Dana is the practice of giving and receiving, and it is central to our Buddhist practice. We're now, we've completed week 4 of our annual pledge drive, and it's going to be going through February 15th. As of this week, we're now at 33% of our goal, which we hope to meet or succeed $2,000 a month, and that is for rent and utilities, et cetera, et cetera. Your generosity keeps us open and helps us to share the Dharma in our community and beyond, and we rely on your support for our existence. Every contribution makes a difference. If you haven't given before, please consider giving for the first time, or if you can increase your contribution, it'd be helpful. You can pick up a pledge form at either end of the temple and drop it, mail it in, or you can submit an online pledge form found in both the newsletter and the website, zengr.org. Or you, for YouTubers, you can look below the YouTube, and there's a link there. So thank you for your generosity.
Everything is tax deductible.
Yeah, we're a 501, 503B, yes, so it's tax deductible. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody have any announcements or anything they would like to say before we? All right, if you look on page 9, we'll stand and say our closing gathas. And together we say, for all unskillful actions ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, Lord of body, mouth, and thoughts, now I atone for them all. Vast is the road of compassion, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Buddha's teachings for the benefit of all sentient beings. All beings, one body, I vow to liberate. Endless blind passions, I vow to uproot. Dharma gates without number, I vow to penetrate. The great way of Buddha, I vow to attain. And if you guys turn to you guys, and you guys turn towards them. Why don't we bow to each other? Keep warm.
Yes. And if we can get,